chocolate. All right.
Dude, happy Valentine Day. How are you
Valentine's
doing?
to you.
Valentine, knuckle it up across the table.
All right.
Thanks for the chocolate, the candies, the flowers you got me.
The flowers, they were the most expensive.
They were a little over the top.
I felt like you deserved it.
So why did you do that for me? Why today did you bring me chocolate and a card? And the card's cute.
We're friends.
It's weird but cute. It's weird, like, hey, my BFF got the two little Labrador retrievers on the front.
I mean, I noticed I got you something, but I'm sitting here.
I got you doodling squat. You know why? Because I have 4 daughters and a wife. They all expect something.
Do they say they expect something, or is it like, no, don't give me anything?
No. Robin doesn't play that game.
Right.
Robin sends me stuff that says this would be a great Valentine gift.
And none of them are like a vacuum cleaner or anything like that, right? No,
none are like a vacuum cleaner. Happy Valentine Day.
Happy Valentine.
You got anything planned with the old bride?
So we said that we were not going to do anything because
she's lying.
I know. No, hold on. I'm not. We've been married 15 years. I know
she's expecting something.
She is. She said, we're going away this weekend. We're doing a family vacation. My family's coming up. It's going to be great. So let's save that money for our trip. And I thought, not a chance. And you know what? Not going to do it. So we're going to go out to eat. Yeah, no, yes. And so, I mean, flowers, card, go out to eat. And, typical, I guess, nothing crazy or over the top.
I think guys think the woman doesn't want anything. And ladies, if I'm wrong, hit us up in the DM and tell us we're just two stupid men that know nothing.
No.
But I think secretly, a woman is like, he's thinking about me. This is Valentine. I will give you this.
Yes.
It is just nothing more than a hyped up marketing ploy of conspiracy.
I agree.
Because flowers are going to go up quadruple. Chocolate is going to go up quadruple. Right. And she's probably on some diet because she doesn't like the way she looks. So now you got to give her candy, and you're thinking that's a waste.
Yeah,
she won't eat it,
and the flowers are going to die.
Flowers are going to die. I'm telling you, even if she looks at you and says, "Don't do anything for me," I think they're lying.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they expect because when they show up and another woman, another female says, "Well, what did you get for Valentine's?" and your Alicia says nothing.
Yeah, no, it's trouble for me.
It's trouble in River City.
I won't do it.
TROUBLE.
I won't fall for it. I will not do it. I am doing, and our girls, we always do like a little, almost like an Easter basket, to be honest with you. It's like a love basket where we do candy and
so
cards.
You get the girls something?
Yeah, of course. I mean, when you live in a house full of nothing but girls, you learn that you got to do something. That's the bottom line.
Oh, yeah. So I'm surprising Robin. She's going to be, but my surprise is what she's told me I should surprise her with.
So she sent you what she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she gave me options. She's like, hey, Valentine's is coming up. And then she sent me a hotel, 2 hotels in Chattanooga.
Okay.
She didn't say anything.
Right.
They just showed up. hey, Valentine's Day is coming in. And I'm like, what's that?
Right.
What's that? What's that?
It's different
Vortex
things.
is bang, bang, bang.
Right.
Here's two hotels in Chattanooga. Here's one in Nashville.
Right.
Here's a couple of places in Atlanta.
Right.
And I'm like, what are we?
Yeah.
And then, just in case you're planning on doing something for Valentine, you see how it's kind of a passive aggressive.
Yeah.
Just in case you are thinking about doing something for me for Valentine, here's you some of my ideas that are pre-approved, which makes it nice for me.
Right.
Because now I'm like, I can pick any of this.
It does make it easy for you.
Makes it easy for me.
Do you send her stuff?
No, because it will be my money. Because she'll say, do you want something? And I'll say, yeah, I'll take some chocolate. She'll say, well, Venmo me some money and I'll get it for you. And I'll say, well, you got a job? She goes, well, I use all the money for the kids. I bought all their baskets.
So if you want something, you got to give me some
I've
money.
already got the girls all their stuffed animals in Valentine. And so now if you want something, Venmo me some money and I'll get you something. So it's like, well,
there's no real point.
It's like, no, I just never mind.
And what I want doesn't cost money anyway.
Thank you.
That's all
and
I'm going to say.
We both know
you know
what that is.
Yeah.
And ladies, if you don't know what it is, you should go to counseling, right?
Need to know.
So I opened up.
Yes.
I know on the show we joke about Robin is our holy level, right? She's the one that keeps us holy.
Yeah.
And I will say, I don't know, you never commented.
What?
But I said publicly from the pulpit that our show is dumb. There's nothing spiritual about it. And people just laughed.
Yes.
Did anybody come up to you and say y'all should quit the show?
No, everybody came up to me. They love it. They like to laugh. They like the genuineness of who we are, that kind of a thing. It was great. Great response.
Yeah, because I even said to the couple of hundred folks that were there, we just said, hey, if you wondering what the Mark and Phil show is, there's nothing spiritual here. No. It's probably not for King James Bible readers at all.
Sure.
But we just have fun with it. So I opened up, we talk about Robin being spiritual. She's the guru.
She is for us.
Kind of balances out our humor.
She keeps us grounded.
Because as soon as she's on, it's not funny anymore. Our humor tanks and it says, oh, here she is again.
Here we are. Yep.
However, I opened up. Did you know the song I opened up with?
Yeah, Prince, Little Red Corvette, man.
Yeah. Everybody, we let people think. Do you know that Prince is her favorite?
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Perverted
actually.
Little Prince.
I was going to say.
Have you ever listened to the lyrics of Little Red Corvette?
Yeah,
it's not Pentecostal.
No, it's not. It's not at all.
Not Pentecostal at all.
I don't even think it's Baptist. I think it's a
and that was her favorite, Prince. Literally, you remember what you said. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
Of course.
Usher, like him?
Oh my gosh, greatest show ever. Usher was kind of my later teenage years, mid to later teenage years. Incredible. My wife, my Pentecostal wife, she watches the game just for the halftime show because Usher brought up a ton of memories for her. So my wife,
probably not godly ones.
Yeah, no, not at all. And so she was on the couch. She's watching the game with me, and I'm like, this is weird.
Can I stop you?
Yes.
Prior to that, first quarter, second quarter, up to halftime, had your wife given any pheromones off of sexuality or,
no,
I'm kind of in the mood?
No, not at all.
Usher.
No, she was even kind of griping at me like, oh my God, will you be quiet while the game's going on? You're calling the plays and you're screaming at the TV or you're talking like you're a coach or whatever. You got to stop.
Okay, so fast forward, it's Usher.
Yeah, all of a sudden.
What starts happening?
Listen, my girls were upstairs playing video games and my wife calls them downstairs and said, you have to stop playing with your friends online and you have to come down and you've got to watch this. And I'm like, oh my God, like I like Usher, but she's really getting into it. So the show starts and my Pentecostal beautiful wife knows every lyric. Lil Wayne comes out, Ludacris, and she is singing literally line for line, lyric for lyric, and it was impressive. I got to be honest with you. And she said it brought back memories of when she had her convertible Mustang and they would drive down to Panama City and get crazy. And man, and then after, this was the kicker. This is the kicker. So the show's over. The girls are kind of rolling their eyes because I knew the songs too, and I really enjoyed the show. So my girls kind of rolled their eyes like, oh my God, you guys are stupid. They go back upstairs. My wife gets up from the couch and says, well, I need to get in the shower. I got, to go into work early tomorrow. She comes over to the couch and lays a smooch right on the lips. And I was like, what just happened? Like you went from saying you've got to be quiet while watching football to singing to Usher to like, hey baby. And
was it the kiss that says I'm going upstairs?
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
It didn't had nothing to do with you or how you look.
No,
Usher.
100% not me.
Every bit of her, oh my God, I'm about to attack my husband.
Yes.
Usher.
I even thought when like Usher in the middle, he takes his shirt off and he still looks like he's in his 20s and got the abs and stuff. I felt like I need to pray for my wife. There's some lust. I feel it in the room. There's lust going on. My wife is.
But you almost got lucky though.
Yeah, you close.
If it hadn't been for the kids.
Close. I know. Yeah,
but she didn't just give you a.
No, it was a
like,
smooch.
Hey, I just watched Usher.
Hey, like I said, I'm going upstairs type thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, we need to play Usher maybe more around the house.
So see, I think there's something there because I think all these holy women, they're holy until you touch the nerve of the old school music.
Yeah, I agree.
That used to play back in the high school days.
Back in the day.
You want me to tell you why?
Why?
I take Robin to a John Mayer concert. You know John Mayer? You know him?
You probably got lucky. after that one. Yes, of course.
Okay, so we're out sitting in the grass watching John Mayer. Robin could care less. She doesn't like his kind of...
she's not a John Mayer fan.
Well, I mean, she's just not a big music fan. You know, she's got one ear.
Sure.
Oh, one ear Robin. She's deaf in one ear, so she doesn't get to hear stereo. She just hears mono. So could you imagine an entire concert in mono?
I like to play with Robin like that. I'll go up and whisper something in her left ear, and she doesn't hear it, and then I can giggle and walk away.
Yeah, it's just so fun. So I take her there, and we're with friends, and we're just chatting. We're having fun. We're sitting in the grass. He's jamming. He's rock and roll.
Right.
Now, picture in your mind, he kind of started at 7 o'clock, so now the sun's going down. The lights are coming on.
Little setting.
It's cool, the breeze. We're with great friends. We're watching John Mayer. She's not watching John Mayer. She's just chatting with her buddy, and they're just having a girl moment, doing girl things. You know, like we're at John Mayer. We're kind of drinks, popcorn. It's a vibe, and all of a sudden, this one song. My wife's chatting with her friend. I'm zoned in on it because I'm watching the guitar. Man, this guy is a guitar player. You know what he does?
What?
He strips off his shirt.
Oh, I bet Robin took notice of that.
And he is just glistening in sweat. And his abs are just saying, this is the body of a god.
Right.
Do you know what my bride did? Now, she has been zoned out, not paying attention to one song for 45 minutes.
Sure.
He takes his shirt off. I'm still zoomed in. I'm not even paying attention to her. She's just talking with her friends. She's sitting right beside me. Her friend's on the other side, on the good ear side. And I'm watching him like, God, he's a great guitar player. And I'm lusting. I wish I had that guitar. You know, that kind of thing. And he takes his shirt off. And you know what I hear?
What's that?
Sitting next to me, I hear, oh, my. That's all I hear. And I look, and she's literally, her tongue is out, and her eyes, she can't quit staring. And I look at her like, what did you just say?
Right.
And you know what she said back?
What's that?
She said, look at that. Oh, my. What? Yeah, I don't know.
All of a sudden,
what is it about secular, demon-filled music?
Is it?
I opened up with Little Red Corvette. You know why? That's her favorite song. That is her jam. I can be driving into Atlanta, and she's over there, Holy Robin, scrolling her Bible. She's over there talking about what God is showing her, and all of a sudden, I'll put on, I won't tell her, I'll just have it on my iPhone, and all of a sudden, guess I should have known by the way your part. And oh God, it changes. She starts looking at me with these eyes, like, you better pull this truck over. And I'm like, it's Prince. What is that? What is? I mean, it's Valentine, fellas. Send your wife the song.
I was gonna say, you got to find the song then, right?
You got to have the song. So Alicia's song is obviously an Usher, right?
She loves Usher. Yeah, any kind of Usher things. I mean, you know, It threw me for a loop last night because she was so into it. I'm thinking, my sweet little Alicia, we walked down the aisle to Etta James At Last, right? And so I'm thinking, man, that song would probably, you know, do it. But now I know after Sunday night that Usher is the way to go for me, at least. Yeah. And it's crazy.
I'm going to tell you something on Valentine that most men. So listen to this.
Yes. That's it. Yes.
The truth be known is that that didn't get your wife in the mood.
No,
but you say that's y'all's song. I'm telling you, this is what I'm dropping today.
Okay,
there is our song at last, but your wife just feels just so peaceful. Yeah. But then there's the song. Now there's our song, which has giddy little memories. Robin
point.
And I have ours. Sure. It's Rod Stewart, Crazy She Calls Me, Lord, I'm crazy. But when I play that, and we're going, and I just sing, I get to move the mountains, she just kind of keeps scrolling her phone.
She's like, oh.
It's our song. And she'll say, what is our song? Crazy She Calls Me. It's our song. But if I play Little Red Corvette, I better pull my truck over. So what I want to say is there our song? If you have to be married.
I think that's good. Yeah,
you got to be married to know this. And is there
the song?
The song, and you know what I mean, fellas and ladies. We've got a following. You know what I'm talking about, ladies. Yeah. The song that makes you look at your man and go, that's why I married him. The song that makes you look at that old boy with the big belly, hairy little chest, and goes, hey, I'll be upstairs.
Yeah.
The song.
That's a good point.
Robin's song is Little Red Corvette.
That's interesting. I wondered about, like I found out Saturday night or Sunday night that, yeah, you're right. We have an our song, but then when the song comes out, and some of it I think is the lustful nature of abs. I don't really understand the whole 6-pack thing because I have a whole keg. I don't have a 6-pack. And I think that really kind of got her too. But when that song came on, it was a, hey, I'm going upstairs.
But
baby.
I'm going to also tell you this, and I'm calling Robin because I'm going to tell you the truth.
This is a good conversation, man.
If I go watch Miley Cyrus, or I watch some hot chick half naked, it came in like a wrecking ball.
Nope, it doesn't
and
work.
I go
for
over to
us.
her and go, hey.
Nope, doesn't work.
Doesn't work for me. You know why? She goes, what you lusting after her for?
Does not work.
What do you see in her that you don't see in me? What stirred you up right there? You shouldn't be watching that. Turn that.
Can you imagine?
Why do they get a song but we don't?
I don't. That's what I was going to say. Can you imagine if there was some? I'll just use Taylor Swift because the Super Bowl's on my mind. If she was performing and one of us were like, oh my God, that is nice. She is hot. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't get lucky for 6 months.
So, ladies, it's Valentine.
It doesn't
and I'm
work
saying
for us.
There's a fairness and an unfairness. There is chocolate and roses, but today we're not talking roses and chocolate. We're talking the song. Women have the song, and they can manipulate us. And we're like, I don't care. This is us. Hey, get your song out. The kids are gone.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We don't care. Lust after Usher. We don't care. Purple Rain. I'll put it on YouTube, and we'll watch him live. Right? But if I came home and said, hey, and I picked a woman half naked singing a song and said, now that gets me in the mood. You can forget it.
It doesn't matter.
I will be going to a Pentecostal prayer meeting, have demons cast. That's the way it goes. Why?
I don't know. It's unfair.
I'm asking her.
Let's ask Robin.
Ladies, sit back. We're about to call the queen.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, baby.
Hey, babe.
Mark and Phil show.
Yeah. I think I got that.
Okay.
I got it with your hello. I got it with your hello.
Your vocal intonations were right today, apparently.
Okay, you got some time to chit-chat?
I do. Can y'all hear me, though? Because I'm driving and my car's loud.
No, I can hear you. No, we're good. Sounds pretty good. Where are you going, by the way?
I got to go get the girls just some kind of Valentine treat. Not the married one, just the single.
And Mark, too, you're getting Mark something as well? You're on your way to get him something?
No, that's not until Valentine's Day.
Oh. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, so that's the whole. It's Valentine, so we're talking about Valentine, and I opened up with the song "Little Red Corvette," and we started chatting, and this has been our topic. I'm going to ask you this question first. What is our love song? If you and I say, hey, that's our song, what is the song that we always say, hey, that's our song?
Crazy She Calls Me.
Crazy She Calls Me.
Okay,
Phil
good.
has one, too. Our song is Etta James, At Last. But I said there is a difference between our song and the song. The song that gets the woman in the mood. And I went back to a time where we were at a John Mayer concert, and you're not even paying attention to John Mayer, and then he strips his shirt off, and you're like, oh my, and you started paying attention real quickly. And then I said to Phil, I can be on a date with Robin. She will be scrolling her phone, not really paying attention, and I'll say,
that is not true. I don't scroll my phone on dates.
No, I'm talking. And I'll say, hey, I'll play Crazy She Calls Me. And Crazy She Calls Me, you're like, oh, that's so sweet. I love our song.
Yes.
But be honest, if I put on Prince Little Red Corvette, it does something to you, honey.
I don't know if it's a music. I did enjoy Prince when I was in high school and maybe my younger adult years. So, yeah, but I don't know about dude music. I mean, I also like Rod Stewart, old school. But, yeah, Prince he was all the rage back in the day. I had to kind of listen to him. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm listening to you. I'm just love to hear your voice. Go on and on and on.
Yes, I like Little Red Corvette. I like, you know what? I like, Songs About Doves Cry. Father,
that's
Mother,
a good one.
All of that. Yeah, it's gonna. I mean, my brain. It would take me a minute to get back there, but yes.
Let's get crazy. Let's go nuts.
Raspberry Beret.
Well, that's a good one.
So let me ask you a question. If I, because I'm not telling you what I'm doing for you tonight, because
The kiss, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not telling you what I'm doing for you tonight, but you sent me a list of acceptable things I could do for you on Valentine's, and I've chosen one. So tonight, if you walked in and there was candlelight and there was flower petals on the ground, a little bottle of champagne over there, kind of to set the mood, and you walked in, and let's say I've got Bethel worship music playing. Now, would it set a different mood if I had Prince playing in the background or Bethel? What would you rather have me playing, Bethel worship music or Prince music to set the mood?
Definitely Prince over Bethel.
Wow.
But I will say this: we've aged. We've matured a little bit. I know you want to hang on to Prince in a minute, and I do. I did. I mean, yes, I like that. But also, as we've gotten older and we've done our little date night and we do our little classic Frank Sinatra, all of that is sweet too. I like that. Definitely no Bethel. Remember the book we read, sheet music?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
religious person told us to read sheet music. No, I mean, I guess maybe it's to get that.
Robin, Phil doesn't know this, so sit tight a minute. Somebody gave us a book to read about how to enhance our sex life, and they said when you're having sex, you need to close your eyes and visualize God applauding you.
Yeah, it mortified me. It scarred me. It was terrible. I feel bad in the office, and I had actually recommended it to people, but I always preface it with it's got a really cringy part.
That is the worst idea I've ever heard.
Being with you, it's awful.
The fact that I'm in the middle of the sex act, and I remember we read the book, and I started laughing, and so this is a little much, but it'll help. In the middle of a sex act,
we've said enough.
People know we have sex. We've done it 4 times. We have 4 children.
At least 4 times.
4 times. But I said in the middle, hey, wait a minute. God's applauding us. Now you go get them, Mark. We're proud of you. All the angels of heaven are rejoicing. Get them, boy.
We're cheering you on, boy.
That is kind of what the book said. It was so cringy. Sometimes I think Christians write some of the weirdest things.
Sometimes.
Anyway.
I literally have tears.
Yeah, it was bad.
So
anyway, back to Prince and back to Rod Stewart and back to Crazy She Calls Me. Yeah, I like any of those.
I'm just saying there's a difference between our song and the song. That there are certain songs that can put a woman in the mood for her man. Tell her real quick what Alicia did.
I'm not sure
Alicia listened to Usher on Super Bowl Sunday, and as soon as Usher was done doing his Usher thing, she gave him a big old kiss and said, "I'm headed upstairs."
Oh my goodness! This is not for the world to know.
It's not the world; it's our viewers.
I know, and we're worldwide apparently.
We are.
Not for them to know. Not for the world to know.
So, real quick, since it's Valentine's Day, give us and Little Red Corvette being your song. Now, when I first met you out in Oklahoma, tell us the story of what was going on in your love life with a guy and a Little Red Corvette.
This is one of the stories. I'm gonna have to reel myself in because I'm wanting to make it really long, but I'll make it really short.
You make it long.
That I should teach my children to never do, and I have told them never ever. Like, you don't get in a car with strangers ever. So I was in registration, which we were, back in the dinosaur age when you didn't do that online. You didn't even have computers. They had 1 or 2 computers with lines filled with hundreds and hundreds of students trying to register. So I stood in line 8 hours with this guy who was behind me, who we just started chatting.
What was his
for 8
name?
hours. So it was long. His name was Mark.
Mark.
When you and I started dating, I was talking to 3 guys named Mark. That
must have been prophetic.
It must have been. So, but talking to was not what it is today. Like we were talking.
So you're standing in line, you're registering for classes, been there 8 hours, and you're chatting with a guy named Mark. Okay, go for it.
Yes, and he says, we're getting close to the end of the registration line. He says, hey, we've been here all day. Do you want to go get something to eat afterwards? And I say, which no one should ever say if you don't know anyone, I said, absolutely, I would love to. And he said, great, I'd like to show you my new Corvette. And
that did it, baby.
I know what that is.
Yes, I should have known by the way you parked your car sideways.
So literally, he did have a little red Corvette.
Did he really?
So
it was a little red Corvette.
Yeah.
So you're in.
Yeah.
You're ready to go. You're vibing. You don't even care if he's a pedophile. He's got a little red
I don't even
Corvette.
know him. I'm in. So we go eat that night. We talk for about maybe 4 weeks, maybe a month.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm walking. I was the chaplain at ORU on my floor, and my RA was
Holy
my
Robin.
best friend. And my RA walked by, and she said, hey, Robin, then I got to talk to you about something. And I'm like, what? She said, do you know that the guy that you're going out with, this is horrible. It's going to sound so bad. So, but she said, do you know that this guy is married and his wife has a restraining order against him because he had beat her up multiple times. He'd been arrested for battery, beat her up multiple times.
Whoa.
He actually was not even a student registered at Oral Roberts University. He just stood in line and found the most gullible girl he could. And talked to her. Yes. And talked to her.
So what did you say to your friend that said, hey, the guy you've been going out with a little red Corvette is a wife beater and he's still married?
Absolutely. Yes, and absolutely. I had no idea.
He's got a little red Corvette.
I was so
Have you seen what he can do in the back of that little red Corvette?
No, I was so glad I was alive. It's just one of those stories. I could have been taken or beaten or molested or raped. I mean, tons of things could have happened. And
You didn't, as a woman in college, you didn't do some due diligence to see who he was beforehand. He's got a little red Corvette. I'm going out with him.
No, it was way before social media, way before anything. I'm in the middle of the largest Christian university on American soil. I'm by the prayer hand, the prayer tower. Oral Roberts had just locked himself in the tower to get all of his money to finish building the Miracle Center Hospital where the cure for cancer was going to be.
Because let me ask you a question. You went out with him. Did you kiss him on the first date?
I did kiss him in those 4 weeks. I don't remember what date I kissed him.
Yeah, he's got a little red Corvette.
Yeah.
Anyway, he called me, and I said, the first thing I said, how's your wife doing?
Ooh.
And then he tried to start talking, and I hung up, and that's the end of it. I've never seen him.
Good.
There you
Good.
There you go, Robin. Went right for the throat.
Well, the threat was in having him arrested for, I don't know what, fraudulent behavior, I guess.
Now, can I ask you this question? Did you learn your lesson there?
Yeah.
What lesson did you learn?
Well, first of all, you got to be led by the Holy Spirit in all things. I'm much more attuned now. In fact, I would say that my fear button is one of my largest buttons as far as biggest spirit. I'm a pretty good discerner most of the time.
Okay, stop right there. I'm going to challenge that because you're saying don't talk to strangers. Did not one time you talk to a random man and ended up giving him your home address?
I did.
Tell that story.
Why are we talking about this?
Because I just want people to know on Valentine you could be gullible and be out with some guy you don't even know and it not go well. So we would think you would learn the lesson, but obviously you didn't. So tell that story.
Well, I don't know if this man is a bad man, so that may be why my Holy Ghost buttons weren't going off. This was just a rattling of my lips just going on and on. So I was sitting at Starbucks about 5 years ago on Chapel Hill Highway, and I was preparing for our Wild conference. I don't know if you remember we had a conference, and the name of that conference was Wild.
Yeah, nobody cares about that. Get to the meat of the story.
Okay, so anyway, I've got all my notes spread out. It was a 4-seater table. This man comes in and he says, do you mind if I sit down? And I say, of course not. This is one of the reasons in my life I have not made a lot of eye contact sometimes. People have told me you walk by stuff city. It's because stuff like this happens. If you make eye contact with people, then you get in this whole thing. So, anyway, I had made eye contact and smiled. And he's like, do you mind if I sit down? I'm like, absolutely not. And so we start having a conversation, and in that conversation, he mentions that he's from Villarica, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm from Villarica. And now here's the challenge moment. If I tell the rest of the story, I'm actually going to tell all our viewers where I live.
Yeah, you give them a fake address.
Okay. So what happened was, I said, oh my gosh, I live in Villarica. And then he said, really? And I said, yeah. I said, I'm right up and named the name of the highway. And he said, oh my gosh, I'm up that highway. And I said, well, actually, if you make a turn towards blah, 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 I actually live in blah, blah, blah's neighborhood. And he said, oh my gosh, I'm in that neighborhood. And I said, no way. That is too much of a coincidence. And I said, well, actually, what road? He told me his. No, he didn't tell me his road. I just said, oh, if you go down the main road and you turn, and I gave the name of the street, and then I said, it's the house right before. At that point, we had woods that totally covered our cul-de-sac. And I said, it is the house that sits right before the cul-de-sac, before all the woods start. So it's the very last house on the left. And I told him exactly where my house was.
And how did you feel? How did you feel after you told a random man at Starbucks your exact home location?
I feel real smart.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think it is hard. I think people think you're chatterer and you're more the talker, and you do. Sometimes you talk, and that's repeating it is just a lot.
Yeah, you do talk a lot.
But I think there are some moments that I just have to stop, and sometimes I feel like I owe everybody the whole story.
You do.
When I start into a conversation.
The fact that you started out a story about a guy giving your address and you had to go to a conference and tell that you had notes on the table, you do have this overwhelming need to tell every detail. Yes.
So I think I have to just realize sometimes my taught me in the last 5 years to just like stop. It's over. Stop.
Okay, so it's Valentine's Day today. We're talking about love. We're talking about our song versus the song. There's probably a lot of guys wondering what their wives want. Should they eat? Some guys just think she doesn't want anything because she said she doesn't. Do you think?
No, she only said that.
Thank you. So you think even when the wife says, no, don't waste any money on me on Valentine, what do you think the wife's really thinking?
No, I think she does want that. Now, there will be, I would probably say, I don't know what the stat is, but there probably are a small amount of women who probably sit in the corner of holidays are meaningless. If he doesn't treat you well, the other 364 days of the year don't get me anything on Valentine's.
Yeah, but in general, most...
if you've been a jerk all year, it's probably not going to mean much.
Okay, but most women are thinking chocolate, flowers, something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something that says I love you.
Well, I've got a whole Prince album waiting on you, baby.
Words are always nice.
Yeah, according to you use a lot of them. So real quickly, before I let you go, give some Valentine love advice for everybody that's listening and following along. Nothing holy. It's
it is going to be a little bit holy.
Okay.
I think sometimes we get lost in the coupleness idea of Valentine's Day, which it is for couples, it is for love, but it is also for all of your family and your friends, and it is also for the random stranger. So I think we talked about this a few weeks ago about doing three random acts of kindness this week. I think would be a fabulous thing for anybody to do, particularly the people of God who are supposed to be showing this world how much God loves them. So I say just 3 random acts of kindness this week would be kind. It would be great. It would show the world love.
Okay. Well, thanks so much. That was probably some of the worst Valentine advice I've ever heard, but I love you. It is spiritual. And we love you. Thank you for hanging out with us and telling us your love stories and your Valentine stories. Listen, I don't know really where you're driving to. Put you some Prince on, honey, and get in the mood.
Oh, baby. I'm just right now now listening to a new song by Charity Gale. It's my go-to.
Yeah, okay. All right, go read your Bible. I love you.
I love you. Bye.
I'm blown away at a few things.
Like what?
First of all, I'm surprised Robin's alive. Mm-hmm. Second of all, I did learn something. Mm-hmm. Apparently, never make eye contact with people.
With strangers
ever.
Because it could open a door.
Yes. And then I don't know that I've laughed as I cannot imagine being in the middle of the act and taking a moment out of my time.
And you hear the voice, go get him, Phil.
And he's clapping.
Proud of you, son.
Like we're all looking down at you at this moment. I'm speechless as to the mental picture of a gray-headed guy dressed in all white looking down saying, I'm proud of you, boy.
Proud of you, son.
Yeah, while clapping and saying, good job.
The book she gave me, because we're young in marriage, she goes, somebody said, read this, they think it'll help our marriage. I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't mind. I'll read it. I'm not a big reader like that. Sure. And sure enough, it's like, the sex act is so holy and so meaningful and godly that right in the middle of the sex act, you need to understand that God is in the room applauding you. And I read that line and I was like, I'm done. I don't want this book. No. I could use it for kindling for a fire. There's nothing about that. And she's like, think about, it's about how holy the marriage act. I like good. I don't mind that. Like on a Tuesday morning while I'm drinking coffee, that the marriage bed is holy. Sure. But in the moment, I'm not thinking how holy the marriage bed is.
That's not.
I don't know many men that are singing, hang on a minute while the Lord applauds me. I know I didn't please you, honey, but God was clapping for me.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I don't either. It's just the dumbest and if you have the book, I'm not putting it down. People write what they write, but it was awful. It was literally, and she said, don't you tell too much. Don't you, and I'm like, honey, it's our show. But I remember after we read it in the act, I literally just said, wait a minute. And she said, what? I said, can you hear him clapping for me? She just called me retarded. It was over. The complete thing was over. But we laughed for 20 minutes. And it made it worth it.
Oh, my gosh. I don't have
good old 20-minute laugh.
I don't know what to say to that. That I just literally cannot imagine doing that.
Yeah, no, don't imagine it. Except maybe Google it and you and Alicia read the chapter so you can forever, the rest of your marriage, laugh. That if it does go bad, and sometimes it does, kids knock on the door, the dog, it's been a long day, you can always just leave and go, God's proud of me. My wife thinks I'm a horrible lover, but the Lord is.
God doesn't.
But God doesn't.
God doesn't.
So my wife, who she literally told the right story. When I met her, and my name's Mark, she was dating another Mark. She was dating two Marks before I came in.
At the same time, right?
At the same time,
yeah, right.
And come to find out, little red Corvette boy did have a little red Corvette. Yeah. He did beat his wife. He had been arrested, and my wife just blatantly and easily goes out with him because he says, hey, you've known me for 6 hours and I have a Corvette. And she's like, I'm in. And she didn't want to say, but she did. She made out with him the first night. Very first date she went on. She made out with little red Corvette boy.
Wow.
You would think she would learn. Wow. She did not learn because she's sitting at Starbucks and a random stranger man walks up, and by the time the 12-minute conversation is over with all of her words, she literally told him our home address.
I'm surprised she's alive.
And said, she didn't tell you the whole story, and said, yeah, my husband's a pastor and I'm usually home by myself a lot.
Yeah, I don't know how she's alive.
And I said, when she told me, I said, you did what? And she just acted like, oh, I'm just dumb.
When did it dawn on her that she shouldn't have?
After the guy walked off.
Yeah.
She's so into the conversation of all my words have to be used and I have to explain everything. You heard her. Hey, tell us a story about the random stranger. I was at Starbucks. Great start, right? But I was working on a conference that I did 5 years ago called Wild, and the reason we named it The Wild, and I had all my notes. I'm like, nobody cares about that except Quentin Tarantino, a murder mystery,
of course,
setting up the scene.
I feel like I could get her PIN number.
You could
from her debit
call
card
right now and just let her start talking. And before it was over, you could have her credit card number.
Yeah. I feel like I could steer the conversation that way.
You could have it all. Hey, how much time we got?
I feel like if I was a creeper, I have learned a lot today from, like, I just need to look for the girl that is oblivious and talks a lot. And Yeah,
that's the Valentine. That's the Valentine message. So how much time we got?
I mean, we're 40 minutes in.
Okay, well, you got a couple of minutes. I can ask you something.
Yes.
I feel like when we got here before, we just kind of went right for it. But I felt like you were a little frustrated about some things in your own personal life.
Okay.
And specifically, you've told me about it. You've talked to me about it 2 times.
I'm nervous.
And you went into a Dollar General.
You know what?
Wow. Tell the story.
I don't like this.
Get the frustration out.
No, I don't. I'm a mean guy. I know that we have the one viewer that says you could tell he's such a good guy. I am not. So here's what's happened over the past couple of days. So I go into Dollar General. There's a Dollar General right down from our house that we go in. It's the closest to our house where we can get kind of small things. And so I think it was Saturday. I needed to make a run. And so I go into the Dollar General and I get what I need. And I'm checking out with my items. And the lady who was checking me out, I swear to you, I've never seen her before, or maybe I'm that oblivious. And she goes, "Can I tell you something?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Every time you come in here, you're just so pleasant. You've got a smile on your face. You always say thank you, but you just have this, you're just so pleasant to be around." And I thought, no, I'm not. I'm a former.
You're a Marine.
I'm a Marine, man.
Yeah, be nice.
I can kill you with one finger type thing, right? And so it kind of, threw me for a loop. And I don't really like you're such a nice guy reputation.
Didn't somebody else say you were a nice guy?
And then something happened the other day where we went out, somebody paid, and they said, "Man, I just want to let you know you're such a nice and genuine guy, and thank you for being who you are." And I thought, no, I am not a nice and genuine guy. I will rob this place. Like, I'll burn it down to the ground. And so I'm a little frustrated with the, man, you're such a good guy. I don't want that reputation. I want to be I'll beat you.
Do you think it's the conflict of the Marine versus the little sweet, cute, pudgy Phil?
No, I'm not sweet, cute, or maybe pudgy, but
nothing about you today shouts Marine.
What do you mean?
This looks like a little preacher guy, a little pudgy preacher guy. That's
I have
happy.
A hoodie on.
I know. It looks happy. It says Believers Church, right? Yeah. Coffee. And you have a hat on for Cosmic Coffee.
Yes.
And you have a Believers Church hoodie. That doesn't say that I could blow this place up.
Okay.
I could kill you with my index finger.
Yes.
It does not. It says I'm a pudgy little preacher and I'm kind and I'm sweet.
Okay.
Why does it bother you that people think you're nice and sweet?
Because that's never been my reputation. I don't think.
Never?
Maybe. I don't think so. I like being the hardcore guy. Like Sunday, somebody said when you stood up, we knew something we needed to get.
So you would rather somebody look at you and go, "He's an a-hole,"
he's a jerk,
versus that's one of the nicest fellas I've ever met.
Okay, when you say it out loud, it does sound a little weird, but no, I don't. I like the reputation of he's a hard guy. I don't know.
Do
I've
you
always
struggle, or do you have father issues you struggle with?
No,
I want to be the man.
No, I mean I am.
Why do you want people to be afraid of you?
No, I don't. It's not about being afraid of me. I just like the reputation of he's kind of hardcore.
Okay. Well, we go to the coffee shop a couple of times a week, right? We'll go have coffee together and we chat about life and laugh and cut up.
Sure.
Never one time walking into that coffee shop have you ever looked at any of those women and said, "I could use my finger and kill you. I could blow this place." Never.
I think
you're just kind.
I don't have to say it. I think it should just be an aura of that guy is hardcore. I shouldn't have to necessarily be that way until I need to be. If there's a moment where I need to be that way, they know, oh God, you don't want to get Phil going.
Just before we leave, I'm just going to do a little test.
Sure.
Okay. And you just tell me how you feel.
Okay.
As I say these words.
Okay.
Just go with your feelings and just say, "This how I feel."
I'm ready.
I could chop you up into a million pieces.
Yes.
You feel good?
Yeah, I feel
How
good
does that feel with you?
No, I feel good about that.
Okay. You are sweet. You are kind. You are gentle.
That sounds gay to me.
You don't like that. Okay. Shut up and get out of my way, fat man.
Yeah, that makes me like, all right.
Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. Can I help you? How does that make you feel?
No, I like the more aggressive, like shut up and get out of my way.
I know you like that, but you're not that. I've never heard you in the 12 years I've known you say, "Shut up and get out of my way."
Well, when we leave the studio today, if you're in my way, I know it's not about like vocalizing it. It's about the aura or did I say that right? Aura. I feel like it's about the aura of being like, Yeah.
Okay. Real quickly before we go, what Valentine advice do you have for the fellas that might want to get lucky? I got mine, but what Valentine advice would you like to give?
I mean, after today, you've got to find the song, whatever the song is. If that's Usher, if that's Prince, whatever it is. I mean, because I got to be honest with you, Alicia asked me what I wanted for Valentine's Day, and I can't tell you what I said to her online type thing, but I really find that song. You don't have to spend any money on me. I actually tell her that every holiday. You don't have to spend a dime on me, because what I want is free. And so find the song, guys. Don't find the y'all's song. Find the song and just play it.
Hey, ladies, and if you're listening, my advice today is, and I'm going to go with you, and I'm going to go with Robin. My advice today is send your man the song. He's probably going to get you flowers, and he's hoping for something. He might get you chocolate. He's hoping for something. If he hates the whole vibe of the marketing genius of Valentine because it's so expensive, he just gets you a card. Whatever that man is going to do, help the brother today and just send him, honey, this is the text, honey, comma, this is the all capital song. So ladies, my Valentine advice, a text to your lover or your hubby, honey, comma, this is the all capped song. And then send that text, and then about 10, 15 seconds later, send him the song. I'm telling you, it will change his life. He will be thinking about you all day long. You will be top dog on his priority. He'll probably get off work early. He will come in smiling. That's my Valentine advice, ladies. We hope you have a great Valentine Day. We hope you enjoy the song. We hope you have a great day tomorrow. We'll see you next week on the Mark and Phil Show.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. Make sure to follow along and help us by sharing this episode with someone you know. Thanks again. Have a great week.